Hi everyone, it's me, Corrie Sommers, local Los Angeles luxury realtor and with the Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce. And today I'm here with one of Toluca Lake's predominant real estate agent, Mr. Craig Strong. Stay tuned, we're gonna really talk about his business and all of his involvement here in Toluca Lake. Hi everyone, it's me, Corrie Sommers. We are here today with Craig Strong in Toluca Lake. Craig is really hands down Toluca Lake's premier real estate agent. Been here a long time. And we're gonna talk about all of those things.
Okay.
Right? My biggest question, because I know you're, like myself, originally from the East Coast, correct?
Correct.
How long have you been out here and what made you pick Toluca Lake?
Well, I moved out here in '97. We had a family business back in New York. I grew up in Manhattan, and after that business was sold in the mid-'90s, I then got into real estate in New York, which was not fun at all. And then I thought, you know what, I've never been to Los Angeles. Let's see what happens there. So I came out here. I've lived everywhere from Calabasas, Studio City, Brentwood, Santa Monica, Hollywood, Hollywood Hills, Lake Hollywood, and then also Encino. I've been everywhere. So it was time once I got married and we were having kids. It was where can we move to that is convenient for work, but also a great community to raise kids in. Mm-hmm. And that's how we stumbled on Toluca Lake.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people kind of miss Toluca Lake because, like you, I moved from the East Coast, lived on the West Side, lived in the Valley in different areas. And I remember the first time I saw it because you can tell the difference, right? And I was like, oh, this is a really cool little area. But I'll never forget, somebody said to me once, oh, LA's doing this new thing and there's all these new areas popped up. And they said Toluca Lake. I was like, no. Been here since like 19-something, know your history. So you came here and you were already selling real estate, or you started when you moved? Okay.
Yeah.
And so talk a little bit about your business, because you've done tremendously well. Like I said, I know you have market share here. Everyone sees your signs. And having an office on this corner is brilliant. I don't know how long you've actually been in this corner, because I don't remember that. So talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, in terms of the store that I have here, we've been here about 8 years now. It was Sit and Stitch before.
That's right.
So it was popular with certain clientele, but it took me a while to get this place. I just stayed on this landlord, really cool guy, and it just took me a while to finally get it, but when I got it, I knew like I was here to stay. This is the best location for me, especially living here. You know, I belong to Lakeside, so everything's here for me. You know, it's just perfect, and my kids went to private school in the area, so that was all, it was all very convenient for me to do that. And I moved here about 20 years ago, moved to Toluca Lake, and I just started doing real estate, and it just everything kind of came together by just being here. You know, when I first moved here, I was doing, still stuff in the Southeast Valley, but it was, could be anywhere from Bell Canyon to Toluca Lake, and then once I moved here, it more and more just became isolated, mostly in this area. I don't really, I do stuff still out there when my clients, need me. But for the most part, all my marketing and a majority of my sales are in the Western Burbank, Toluca Lake, Studio City kind of area.
Yeah, that little cluster.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, works out well.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm walking my dog, especially because we go through the neighborhood south of Riverside, and I'll see a new sign pop up, I'm like, he got it again. So we see that all the time.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something, you do a lot of marketing in the area, but you're also very involved in the community.
Yes.
Talk about some of the things that you've been involved with. I know some of them, but I want you to share a little bit about some of the things.
Especially when we just had kids, I really wanted to get involved in the community, not even so much for business. It didn't matter. I wanted a great environment for my kids to grow up in. So, because for me, growing up in Manhattan wasn't the best environment, especially when I tell people I grew up on 109th and Riverside, they're like, oh, that's so nice. I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't in the 70s. So I wanted a place for my kids to grow up and have a great environment. So I got involved with the Greater Toluca Lake Neighborhood Council. I also got involved with the Toluca Lake Homeowners Association. I also had involvement in the chamber. I co-chaired the Neighborhood Watch. I co-chaired public safety. And just, then as other events started coming up, we would just just became part of that. I started the neighborhood garage sales. I don't even know how many years ago that was, and that just turned out to be a success at the beginning. And I just kept doing it, and also doing my annual shredder event and being part of the turkey trot and anything that the community needs. I felt like I just needed to be part of, which was, it helped this community to grow and come together, and it's been an amazing journey over the last 20 years to watch and be part of.
That's awesome. What are some of the things you would say that you like most about Toluca Lake? Because I feel like it's a special place, and for those that don't know it, they don't know what makes it so different than other parts of Los Angeles, and especially where, like me, you've lived in other areas. What would you say that you like most and is special to you?
What's most special about Toluca Lake is I just feel like I know everybody, and it's hard. It's a blessing and a curse because I love knowing everyone, but then I'm like, how do I know you again? Did I sell your house? Did I list it? Were you with a buyer? And sometimes I get a little confused there. So just bear with me if that happens, because it takes a couple seconds. But I love knowing everybody. I love when I drive by all these homes that I helped either bring a buyer to or I sold, and all the homes I've been in Toluca Lake, and the history in Toluca Lake behind all these homes. It really is just a spectacular community, and just a place to be every day. It's a huge blessing to be part of this every day.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I usually ask people, because we have such a number of really great restaurants. Your office is right here on Riverside. I'm assuming you guys eat lunch.
Yeah.
And maybe dinner. What are some of your favorite places to go?
That's a tough one. I love Cabuso's great because it's right across the street, and Yuzu's right down the street for dinner here and there. But mostly I just run across the street for a couple rolls, which is nice. Or I'm over at Sweet Salt grabbing something over there. Foreman's is always a great place to pop into at nighttime for a quick cocktail. I do eat at Lakeside a lot, especially now that it's down the street from where I live. I'm just there. Even when I lived on Ledge, I would still be there a bunch. But now I do eat there a lot. And then trying to think where else. I go to Patty's a bunch. Go to Hank's Bagels. Just trying to think. I mean, obviously I'm over at Coffee Bean or Starbucks grabbing something, and I don't think. Am I missing anything? I don't know if I'm missing anything. I think I got most of it. Yeah. And then you have to work out all the time to keep that up.
Right. Amazing. All right. Okay. So one last thing. I remember, was it earlier this year? Was it this year or last year? They filmed on this corner, so they kind of changed the face a little bit, and now I see more updates. Your signage is amazing.
Thank you.
Anybody that's going by, you want to stop on the corner, amazing signage. Just to check it out. It's phenomenal. Anything you have coming up in store in 2022 that you want to talk about?
2022, I hope it's as great as 2021 and 2020 and 2019 and 18. Every year it just seems to be something. There's always a few amazing things that just happen each year that I don't even plan for, and I never planned for any of this. Even when I first started doing real estate in Toluca Lake, I was just whatever house I can get, or I had a buyer in the area, great, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And so every year I'm like, it's exciting, not knowing what's coming, because I know something amazing is going to happen. I didn't know I was going to sell the Hope Estate, for example, and that just happened. That year, didn't expect it. So there's always something that just gets put on my table, and it just makes it exciting. And it is a long marathon. Here it is during the holidays. Obviously, nothing relaxing about the holidays. We get through it, we finish out everything, and then January 2nd, the marathon starts all over again. So you get one day to breathe, and then you're back up and running and getting everything going. I will say right now, the inventory has never been this low for me. There's always been homes that I'm closing out on the end of the year, and know a bunch that are coming at the beginning of the year, where this year, coming the beginning of the year, I have a couple nice ones coming out, something on the lake coming out. So there's some good things that are happening, but not normally. I have I got 15 that I know of that are coming out January, February. So it's interesting to see how low the inventory is. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2022.
Totally understand that. So you guys, if you are here in Toluca Lake and you're saying, I need an agent, there's a number of agents with the chamber, but Craig, as I've mentioned already, is market share, knows the area, and right here on the corner of Riverside, and you can't miss them.
Nothing else. Just pop in, say hello.
Right.
Come have a drink, glass of wine, or an iced tea, or a coffee, whatever. I'm always around, bouncing around. I love meeting people that I don't know, and just knock on the window or honk your horn like everyone else does by my window. That's why my neck hurts most of the time. Always.
Thank you again for making time to meet with me today so that we could talk about your business and all the contributions you've done to the community. I think everybody knows we see you in everything. And everybody, his contact information is below. He is one of the chamber members, long-standing chamber members. Maybe we should get back on the board. And we appreciate that.
We'll see.
And see you guys next time.